Welcome everybody in the room and welcome to everybody online. It's great to see you all. And welcome to the Cundy Centre, those that are here. I hope some of you have come, even if it's just out of curiosity, to see our fabulous newly refurbished centre. So, I'm Lisa Taylor. I'm the Community Neighbourhood Area Manager for Custom House and Canning Town and Beckton and Royal Docks. And as I said, we're going to be going through a few slides, and I'm going to introduce you to some colleagues on the way who are going to help me out, and then lots of chance to chat to the working group, our project leads, and networking. Okay, so as I said, welcome to People-Powered Custom House and Canning Town. I am going to introduce Medine Wright-Simpson. Many of you will know, who's a senior officer, and Maria Monterisi, who is our People Power Places support officer. And they're going to be joining me in presenting some of the slides. Okay, in fact, straight away on to Maria, who specifically asked to do this slide.
Hello, everyone. So there are no fire alarm planned today. So if we do hear the fire alarm, it means it's a real one. We do have two exits. One is there and the other one is here. And the meeting point is just over that side where the bike rack is. And we're going to be meeting in there. So most of you have signed the consent form for the photography. Is there anyone that didn't consent to get a picture taken? Can I see, please? No one. So we all can be photographed. And then let us know if you require the British Sign Language translator. And then we do have other colleagues here in the room who are here somewhere. We've got Glenette there. We've got Sadia and Deborah. We've got Samantha. And then we've got Anna online, and then Chris and Ricky. At the back, we've got some refreshment. Please make yourself a tea or coffee. And that's it. Thank you.
Thanks, Maria. Doesn't sound quite the same in a Lancashire accent as a lovely Italian accent, but I'll try. Okay, so just a little bit more detail about the photography. Photographs and film footage may well be used from today's event, so you could see yourself. I've already warned Pritan he's going to be on our slides later, and he might be asking for a fee. So the images might be used by Newham Council and the Resident Engagement and Participation Service to publicise events or council services across print and digital materials, including newspapers, magazines, brochures, newsletters, posters, digital screens, websites, social media, email marketing. Sorry, Irina, I'll try not to speak quite so fast. In order for Newham to comply with data protection and confidentiality regulations, we need to obtain the written consent. So registering today, you've all filled in a form. So if your permission's not been given, make sure your sticker is visible and remains on your person that you are in the venue. And if you've lost it with a dot on it, then go back to reception. Thank you. Okay, so that's our schedule. We'll take you through it quite quickly, hopefully. Now we're at the welcome and why are we here today. We are then going to hear from councillors and our corporate director with some opening remarks, then some experience from working group members, of who I've seen a few arrive, so that's great, and some online. Then some project feedback and achievements. Because we've got the marketplace, we're still trying to make things hybrid. So the feedback will give chance for our online attendees to hear a little bit about the projects as well. Then questions from residents, either in person or online. And then at about 7 o'clock, we'll go to the marketplace. And here in the room, we've got a chance to play a little game of human bingo where people will try and find out a bit more information about each other and get chatting. Although from the beginning, I can tell you don't need that much invitation to get chatting. And then closing remarks just before 8 o'clock. Right, I am now going to introduce another colleague, Sadia, who is our Resident Engagement and Participation Manager. who looks after the whole People Power Places programme. She's going to talk you through some of the context.
Thank you, Lisa. Hello, everyone. I'm Sadia, and as Lisa mentioned, I'm the Resident Engagement Participation Manager, and just want to give you a bit of an overview of People Power Places, which is an incredible programme, and we're really lucky to have this here in Newham. People Power Places gives Newham residents and our voluntary community and faith sector groups an opportunity to make positive change together in the borough. We are one of the largest participatory budgeting programmes across the UK. As you all know, Newham has 8 community neighbourhoods, and each community neighbourhood had £200,000 of funding to spend on local projects. Each neighbourhood, it's been a 2-year cycle, and anyone who lives, works, or learns in the community neighbourhood can take part. This money specifically comes from Neighbourhood Community Infrastructure Levy. Now, this is a charge on new developments to help fund strategic and neighbourhood infrastructure in Newham. So, you might ask, what can we spend Neighbourhood Community Infrastructure Levy on? There's 3 areas, so projects that help with the development and growth of your area, projects that improve our public spaces and initiatives, and projects that improve the health and happiness of the local community. Now, we're really lucky here today because we've got all of our project leads, and you can talk to them later about the fantastic things that they've managed to realise in the last year of project delivery. I'm going to do a quick whistle-stop tour through the cycle. As you can see, it's been a jam-packed 2 years. We launched the programme on the 27th of April with a new name and a new brand called People Power Places. We then swiftly moved on to 8 community neighbourhood events called Our Priorities. And in these events, our residents and our groups were able to deliberate and set 3 local priorities for each of their neighbourhoods. Swiftly on to June and July last year, we then delivered the series of 8 community events called Our Solutions. Now, this was an opportunity for our residents, groups, and local people to come together in each of their neighbourhoods to decide and think about areas of issue that they needed to come up with solutions and ideas. This was also an opportunity to think through what could be realised through actual projects that could be delivered. Our project application phase opened on the 20th of June and it closed in September, and we were inundated with applications. We had 366 applications across the whole borough, totaling £4.6 million, like really big, hard decisions to make considering we only had 1.68 million to give out. We then moved on to the big vote, where we had a series of 3 large-scale events on Saturdays, and residents could come in and vote for projects directly that they wanted to see happen in their neighbourhoods. We also did this online on Newham Co-Create, and we did this in person in our libraries and community centres. We had 10,000 residents take part in this, which was phenomenal to see. 120 projects were successful across the borough, 14 in Custom House and County Town. Been amazing. So that happened in November and December. We announced these successful projects. Year 2 of the programme has mostly been spent on project delivery. So our projects have had a year from January to December 2024 to deliver their projects. Today is a real opportunity to hear about what has happened here and what they've managed to deliver and achieve. In June, we came back together across our neighbourhoods and delivered a series of 8 events called Our Projects. This was an opportunity for you all to find out what these projects were doing, how to get involved and how to volunteer and take part. We are now through that critical Our Neighbourhood events, and we're delivering a series of 8 events. This is one of them. We've also going through a bit of a learning and evaluation process, so that is really important, and that will happen till the end of the cycle. We end the cycle at the end of March, and then we will celebrate all of the incredible achievements across the borough. I hope that was a bit of a whistle-stop tour. Okay, I'm going to hand over to Lisa.
Thanks, Sadia. I was getting a bit comfortable there. So, our community neighbourhood, hopefully people will be quite familiar with this map. It just shows the 3 wards, particularly in the last 2.5 years since the ward boundary changes. So we're quite excited to be in Custom House today. We've not had a community space of this quality in this part of our neighbourhood. in the whole time I've been here. So it's exciting to be at the Cundy Centre and in Custom House, not forgetting our other two wards, Canning Town South and Canning Town North. Just to say our priorities, these were the three that were chosen back at the Our Priorities events that Sadia referred to. Health and wellbeing, which every neighbourhood in Newham chose. Also inclusive economy, which only Custom House and Canning Town chose, which was interesting, and youth empowerment. So, why are we here today? A little bit of repetition, but I'm going to just go through it again. We had a budget of £239,000, and we received, overall, as Sadia said, 366 project applications across the whole of Newham, totaling 4.6 million, and over 10,000 residents voted for their favourite projects in October and November of 2023. So a total of 15 project ideas were successful after the votes for Custom House and Canning Town, and these have been delivering mostly during 2024. And this is your opportunity to meet the leads and find out how your community has benefited. Okay, so just a few more facts and figures for you. 4,386 engagements were reached through People Power Places events, and that's an 86% increase from 22-23. 366 applications received from residents and from the voluntary community and faith sector. 10,000 residents voted for their favourite projects, funding 120 projects in total. And 91% of residents found People Power Places events easy to participate in. And 88% felt more connected to their local area after coming to a PPP event. So here's some feedback from all the different neighbourhoods from a project participant perspective. But I'm going to highlight the learning new skills one up in the right-hand side. The quote says, "I have gained more skills for me to make money when I'm in university. I could cut 10 people per weekend." That was a resident at a Barb and Engage session, a project at Custom House in Canning Town. And King's over there. That was about your project, and hopefully people will get to chat to you a bit more later. Right, so Madine, I'm going to hand over to you, and you're going to introduce the room to our amazing working group.
Thank you, Lisa. Okay, I just want you to give a rousing round of applause to our lovely working group members who supported the team throughout the year, throughout the cycle. Of course, our working group members were engaged in shortlisting of the project proposals, making sure to use their local knowledge to help decide which projects go through to the final round of voting. Also to help promote the people-powered places. This is communicating about people-powered places with everyone in the neighborhood, making sure that they are aware and have a chance to take part, and also to give feedback on the whole PPP, people-powered places process. So, as you can see the names there, we have a number present with us this evening, and I'm gonna invite, and this is just a random pick, I'm gonna ask Faria to say a few words, and then followed by Sean.
Hi everyone. So I think as a working group member now, I think this is my fourth cycle, possibly. I think one of the best things, first and foremost, is actually getting to know your neighbourhood so much better. You start to meet people that you wouldn't have spoken to if you saw them in the street or in your local newsagent. And now you're on this working group together, discovering neighbours that you have things in common with, and you're discovering that you all kind of have a common goal in joining the working group. So that's probably one of the best things. And the second thing is really everything that you see around you. So all the projects that come through on our lists, so many of them are exciting, interesting, but really submitted from people that really want to make their neighbourhood a better place. And I think getting to know some of the project leads that you see around you, hearing their impact stories about why they're doing what they're doing, and the people that they're supporting every day, I think that's what really makes the journey on the working group really valuable. So I'd also encourage people who haven't been involved yet on the working group side to also find out a bit more from us about it, and if you're interested, especially if you're coming towards the next cycle.
Well, this is my second term on the working group. I must say it's a privilege to be on it, because obviously it's all to do with community engagement, and certainly it's proven to be interesting, because with my skill set and the experiences I've ever had, I've been able to use those experiences to help with some of the projects, and also to get the most out of the actual community involvement that's involved here. And I must admit, I'm impressed by the level and scale of the people who are actually in the projects. There's been some really very, very interesting projects, ones that are going to be sustainable into the future, and that's the key part of this whole project, is to ensure that these projects will have a future and will be able to contribute to the local community for many years to come. And I can recommend being a member, and certainly it's been an eye-opener for me. Yeah.
Thank you, John. I must acknowledge all the working group members present, but you know, there are working group members who have been with us for a number of years, and then it's like they are our go-to because they have so much knowledge. And I cannot end this evening without asking Betty to say a few words, and then I'm going to go online to Mo. Mo, I think you're online, so I'll be calling on you shortly.
No problem, thanks.
As most of you know, I'm Betty O'Connell. I've lived in the area I lived in Castlemas for 40 years, and I've lived in Canning Town almost 3. So these groups of people that here, very interesting. They've done a great job. They've really worked hard, and well done to them, because if we didn't have the people doing the projects, we'd have a very the people of the residents would know where they could go to for different things. And this is what a community is meant to be. And it's lovely to have all the projects doing what they're doing. It is well done to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Betty. And
Hi, can you hear me, Madine?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll try and get the camera to work, but I don't think Zoom is behaving on me today. But I just have a few short words, if I may. It's been an absolute privilege and honor to participate with the group and work with yourself, Madine, and your colleagues. Stellar job in getting the projects moving, and obviously the decision-making process and all of that, particularly important. You mentioned at the beginning that the area, Custom House of Canning Town, was the only place that identified inclusive economy as one of the aims for this area. And throughout this process, for me, having looked around the room, engaged with the projects, and also my fellow members of the working group, inclusive economy isn't just about money. Inclusive economy is celebrating the diverse, the absolute fantastic community that we have that goes beyond money. It is about the cohesiveness and working together to really get our communities up and going, and supporting these projects to deliver something that's phenomenal. Some of the projects that have been delivered have been absolutely fantastic, and I hope that this project carries on. And I credit your colleagues and my fellow working group members for getting that far.
Okay, thank you. And thank you again, working group members. Next slide. Okay, introducing our councillors. For Canning Town North, we have Rita Chadha, Shaban Mohammed, and Ariq Chowdhury. For Canning Town South, we have Rohit Dasgupta, Alan Griffiths, Baljika Guana. Custom House, we have James Beckles, Sarah Ruiz, and Thelma Odoy. I'm going to call on Councillor Beckles and Griffiths just to say a few words. Say hello and a few words. Or
I have been known to make long speeches, but usually I make short ones because I learned them in trade union and student conferences. So thanks very much for all your contributions to these, particularly the people who've been involved in the working groups and got them through. I don't need to see anything else. If anybody wants to talk to me, I'll be at the back of the end.
Thanks, Alan. I definitely had more here in that picture. It's great to see the community coming out tonight. The council always takes pride in funding these schemes because it is grassroots and it is ground up rather than council telling you what you want. So it's fantastic to see everyone here putting out the hard work, and hopefully the next cycle, we'll see more fantastic projects, everyone here further engaged, and let's bring some more people together. Thank you.
not seeing any online. Next slide, please. And now we'll call upon our corporate director, Paul.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. Lovely to see you all again. You may remember I came to see you all back in the middle of last summer, and I spent some time talking to all of the groups around the room here. And it was probably singularly the most uplifting day I had all of last year, actually. And there was so much fun and laughter in the stuff that you're doing and the projects that you're doing. And on the surface, there's so much lightness to it. But actually, when we were talking, it was obvious that you were tackling some of the most important issues in the borough, tackling some of the most important issues facing your communities. The ability for people to come together, to feel safe, to develop new skills, to develop more confidence, to break the cycles that pass through generations, which can be quite destructive to some parts of our communities. And some of you are dealing with the most difficult challenges, but you're doing it and having a lot of fun in the meantime. And I just commend you for it. I think you're all brilliant. I'm really looking forward to in a minute coming around and finding out how you've got on. I'd imagine you're supposed to be, if you look at Tabia's beautiful circle of the project, you remember that diagram? You're all supposed to be in reflective mode at the moment, thinking about what you've learned. You know, what have you learned? What would you do differently? I suspect many of you are just sitting there slightly shell-shocked, still delivering, thinking, I want to do more, I can do more, and I've got this energy, and I want to carry on. And so this word about sustainability, how do we keep these projects going? So this evening, I'd love to hear from you about how you think you can keep these projects going, because I do genuinely believe you're dealing with some of the most important, most difficult issues in your community, and you've stepped forward to do that. And it's just so impressive. So thank you all for doing that, for having a laugh at the same time, doing all of that work. And if any of you have been involved in transforming this building, this is a beautiful space. Thank you for doing that as well, because this is a really welcoming space. Slightly larger than the last room we had. We couldn't even fit in one room, could we? So that's all I'd really like to say. Thank you for welcoming me last time. I look forward to the conversation here. More of it, please. Step forward. Be really brutally blunt and honest with your council. Tell the council, ask what you need from us, and we'll see if we can match your enthusiasm and commitment to your community. So very well done. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Paul. Just before we go on to feedback from project leads, which was quite exciting on Monday, because Chris has got some nice bit of kit and he's going to go round to you instead of making you come up here, I think. Is that right? Yeah, good. Okay, but just before we go on to the feedback from the project leads, I just wanted to mention the additional funding Custom House in Canning Town got from the Royal Docks team. We've talked about it at many of our previous events, but just to say that, and we've also got colleagues in the room. Sarah, do you want to put your hand up and just say hello? I'll bring the microphone over so you can just say hello, say who you are, yeah?
Yeah, I didn't expect to speak. Hi, I'm Sarah Barrow. I'm part of the Royal Docks team. So this is part of course, of the area that we focus on, and I'm part of the team that deals with culture and activation. So I'm part of the cultural programming and creative skills work that we do to kind of grow cultural activities and opportunities in this area. So I do know some of you already, because lovely Freya and Sean Doyle are part of some of our groups, but it would be lovely to meet more of you, and if any of you want to come and chat to me about culture in this area, it would be great to have a chat with you.
Perfect. Sorry to land that on you. Okay, so it's now over to our projects. Who's going to be roving with the mic? Is it roving or roaming? I never know. Maria, lovely. Please go and rove.
Does anybody want to start, or shall we go in order?
Hi, good evening, everybody. Thanks for having us today here. And one of the programs, what we deliver with my colleague Davide and myself, is under the Academy Hospitality and Academy F&B. We train youth and young people to come into hospitality industry and learn about being the new superstars, making cocktails or making coffees, or getting into the industry to become the new entrepreneurs or the businessmen that they could be. There's a big shortage into hospitality industry. There's a big shortage of hospitality industry, and we have created a program that can help the youth as well as the people, those who are looking into employment and the opportunity to be in the industry. So yeah, thanks for having us and giving the opportunity to be part of this program. And we would definitely like to continue the academy and support more youth. We have already delivered more than 100, 200 students throughout training people as well as students. And 2025, we would like the support again to continue doing this, because it's not one-off program. It's something, there's a big opportunity for youth to come in this industry. So thank you again for giving us the chance.
Thank you, Bridget. We go to our next project.
Good evening. My name is Nasir Mohammed. I lead on Neum Sports Club. So it started off as a basketball and futsal hub, but it turned into so much more. We've been delivering a variety of different programs within Canning Town, specifically at our Rokeby School, where we've been delivering women's only session, where we safeguard the sports hall, where females who are in attendance have a female-only space, to the point where a lot of the females are taking off their headscarves, and that's been one of the amazing outcomes. That is a space where they can feel truly comfortable, and we've managed to expand on that program, delivering female-only basketball sessions, female-only badminton sessions, and more appetite for different activities. So now the participants who are there are actively involved in designing their program and actually facilitating their own delivery. So initially, one of the concerns that I had was that I'd be the face of all the delivery and I'd be the one that's setting up and delivering and organizing. But now it's going to the point where we're transitioning that ownership, and that we're applying some place-based principles around distributed leadership. So hopefully within the next year or two, that our program is going to have almost like a little reflection of what this is, that we have many working groups, one that's led by young people, one that's led by women-only delivery. But it's been really popular. One of the highlights has been a recreational basketball session where we've had 32 people who signed up every single Monday night for the entirety of this period. So I think I will just leave it at that and pass it on to the next person.
Next project, King.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is King Gogoremi, and I'm the project leader for the Barb and Engage. It's a platform that was set up for young people to help them, keep them off the street, mainly because of the street crimes. So we came up with an idea how to keep them off the street. So we started with the Baba Connect project. That was last 2003, and it was a successful one. We gave free haircuts to young people just to engage them and to channel them into learning these vocational skills from me personally. So we did that, and last year it migrated into Barb and Engage, where we engage these young people. So we did the same thing in Canning Town Library, where we hosted over 90 young people. And since then, I enrolled over 20 young people. They wanted to learn the trade of barbering and how they could save money and keep away from the streets. So we delivered the second project successfully, which is the Barber and Engage, and it has been proven that it's a necessity within the community that the young people don't really have opportunities to showcase their talent, because most of them are born with a lot of talent, and we realized this. So we came up with an idea of Barber and Engage, and it came out successfully. And we have over 25 young people on my waiting list right now. They want to continue to learn. And the last session we did in summer, I had over 8 young people came to the barbershop to learn these skills, and we gave them a certificate of attendance, and we gave each young people an equipment to start up with. So this is the box of clipper that was sponsored by People Power Places, and every young people got a piece of this. And moving forward, we want to make it an household name, and we spotted a property now somewhere in Neighbourhoods where we're going to set up, and it's going to be where the young people are going to be coming every time to get these vocational skills. And we want to thank the PPP Neighbourhoods Council for the support and the understanding, and we believe together we can make Neighbourhoods a safer place for our young people. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, everybody. My name is Jason Turner from Project Lead from Link Studios. Link Studios is a safe, creative space for young people with a focus on media, music, and mentoring. So I want to thank the council for having the opportunity to deliver such a great service to our young people of Neighbourhoods. So I want to quickly run through some figures with you this evening, just so we can see kind of the impact of the funding and our reach of the reach that we've been able to kind of and our reach of young people. So over the course of the last year, we worked with 117 young people. We had 42 referrals from CAMS. So we offer our kind of a non-clinical place-based intervention in kind of music media and mentoring. And we've delivered over 150 one-to-one mentoring sessions for our young people. 18 of our young people have moved into education, employment or training, with 3 of those moving into university or having university places, and 5 of those young people have moved into kind of mainstream music colleges. We've been fortunate enough, the programmes allowed us to engage these young people, and through kind of partnerships with British Exploring and Catch-22, 18 of our young people have been able to have the opportunity to travel abroad. So 13 of those young people in our programme, British Exploring, have been able to travel to Iceland and have a 3-week expedition, fully paid for, via British Exploring. But without the funding from People Power Places in the council, those young people would have had the opportunity to engage. And then we've also had 4 of our young people been able to take place in a European Youth Summit in Finland for a week. So again, in partnership with kind of Catch-22 and our kind of partners in those organisations, again, fully funded, but without the support of the council and People Power Places, our young people, again, would have been able to have the opportunity to take part in those programmes. And kind of just some of the things we've been working on. So our young people have been putting together an album over the course of the last year. So we're going to feature 10 tracks, and hopefully by the end of March, this album should be complete. So it's going to be sent off to be professionally mastered. So our young people will be able to walk away with a fully mastered track, and we'll have an album, again, courtesy of kind of People Power Places. And we've also been able to work on a programme with Queen Mary University and the New Map Collective, trying to design a common assessment framework, so for the community voluntary sector organisations to kind of collectively demonstrate the impact of the work around mental health and wellbeing. We all use different kind of measuring tools, but again, to be able to evidence our work as a community voluntary sector organisation or organisations, to be able to use a common assessment framework is really, really powerful. And that's something, again, due to the funding from the council, we've been able to take part in.
Thank you. Hi.
Hey everyone, my name's Vinicia, and I am just spare me, sorry. And I am the project lead for Young Generation Needs Us. So we are a support service for children, young people, and families, and we focus on providing practical tools, focusing on the areas of mental health, anti-bullying, and special educational needs. With the funding, what we actually managed to do is do an event for mothers with children with early diagnosis and symptoms of special educational needs. So that could be ADHD, dyslexia, and what we had done was we got a group of experts, so educational psychologists, a child counsellor, speech and language therapist, and also a EHCP plan and practitioner. So that is an educational healthcare plan administrator. So they came in and we done a panel talks with mothers, and we supported them in terms of like what they can do in terms of advocating for their children and education systems. And we actually, one of our highlights with that event was mothers noticed that with the information that they were provided, they were able to go advocate for their child. So we had a mother, her son was 5 years old. So before coming to the event, he wasn't really vocal. She managed to speak to one of the speech and language therapists that were on the panel. Now her son is actually able to vocalize better because she went to advocate for him in his nursery. He's now in reception and he's able to even articulate his emotions even better, and that she thought that she would never be able to get there. So that was one of our highlights from that event. We also, from that event, we had mothers that actually created a community connect group of different moms. So now they're actually doing things together and getting their young children together as well from that event. Through that, we also managed to go into St. Luke's Primary School, and we done a workshop, so called Young Generation Leaders, and that is to bring awareness to how to be better peers for their in their schools in terms of mental health, anti-bullying, special education needs. So we did a well-being creative workshop for 31 pupils, so year 6 pupils, and we had a feedback that they really enjoyed it, and it helped them to also reflect on how they can be more empathetic and notice that how to be better pupils and be kind. We've also managed to do another event, which is our last one that we did, was called Black Girls with Unique Special Gifts, which was during Black History Month. So I don't know if many of you know, but being a Black girl and being neurodiverse is a gap in research, and I done my dissertation on it. So we had a panel talk of girls that are actually neurodiverse, and we use creative art, so we use artistry to be able to like look into that complex topic. And through that event, we've had girls actually now wanting to be mentored by me that are neurodiverse. So I actually have a waiting list of girls wanting to be mentored. And it was a very impactful event because we had a teacher come in, and now she's actually tailoring her classroom settings for neurodiverse pupils. So that was the impact from our project. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Hayley and I work at Your Place, which is based at Anchor House in Canning Town. We are a residential and life skills centre for people experiencing homelessness in our borough, which is currently estimated to be about 1 in 18 people. So our two main aims are to support individuals into employment and to support them into independent living, and our People Power Places funding supported towards the cost of a job coach for our residents. So this has helped with things like CV skills, interview preparation, digital literacy, and loads of other skills. So they have one-to-one and group sessions with the job coach. It's been really beneficial, and we've actually had a bit of a full circle moment where we're hiring new staff at the moment, and residents are sitting on an interview panel. So they've not only learned skills for their own interviews, but they've been able to become interviewers as well. And I just wanted to spotlight one of our residents. I've got a business card on the table for anyone who is here, for Halima, who actually moved on from us just in the November just gone. And through the job coach, she found a traineeship with Change Please, who's a barista coffee company, and discovered that she really enjoyed it, but she also really enjoyed like the baking, the food side of it. So she continued that job after her traineeship, but also trained as a baker at the same time. And yeah, she moved on from us in November, and she's started up her own baking company. So we're really proud of her, but we really miss her cakes. And so yeah, that's a highlight for me, a standout moment, and a real testament to the People Power Places funding and support. So yeah, thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Ismail from the Academy of Inspiration, and I am here on behalf of the Community Empowerment Project. Initially, we've done consultation in the local community to find out the most pressing issue for the people within the community, and one of the themes that resonated with us is the need for skills development and opportunity for people to be able to get onto the employment ladder and do better than what they're currently doing. And this led us to the Community Empowerment Project. The idea behind the project essentially is to give people the skills they would require, all the way from the basic skill to ultimately being able to secure employment. So we went in the project, we went through different stages, from educating people about the current employment market, helping them to be proficient in drafting CVs, cover letters, preparing themselves for interviews, and going out there, meeting with employers, and being able to sort of understand the current trend in the market so people can reach the fullest of their potential. And we've had, although we had some obstacles, we finally overcame them, and we've had group graduates, some of them are here with us. And overall, the project has been a great success, and we are looking forward to, in the future, sort of continue on the work that we've done and make sure that the progress we've made is not lost. And we're looking for an opportunity to sort of further the achievements we've already obtained. So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. My name is Anna Hoffman. I'm normally not this nervous, but I absolutely really see the benefit of here together and what it actually meant for the community. It's been a year of nothing but success, and honestly, I've been biased, but it is a project that I really would like to share with everybody, actually not here, but in PowerPoint presentation, because I can't say much for 1 minute. The project was born out of the organization Heal Together itself. It supports the Somali community, mainly women, with mental health support and housing and benefits. And we quickly realized that actually doing that project, we know that there is a trauma within the community accessing services. So the mothers were coming to us and then actually told us that their daughters need support as well. So here we are, a project that was born out of listening to the community. We called it Hear Me Out. That means come and listen to me, because I also have a need. So the approach of the project was co-creation, basically listening to the community, understanding what they need, and actually providing their needs. So the girls, out of that, we had 91 young Somali women who are living in the Borough access and engage within the project, of only just starting in January. And before that, the community was well known to be labeled like hard to reach, hard to engage. And we've just basically set up a safe space, and here they are, 91 of them engaged. Of that, 25 were regularly attending every single workshop that we've done. And every single month, we've done a workshop, one workshop that actually created the safe space that they needed, the awareness, and coaching, peer support were also included in that. And 5 young women actually got jobs out of actually just coming to listen to us, coaching, and actually being heard, right? And out of that 5 people, one of them actually became a leader, a peer leader of one of the projects that she's currently running. She went out and actually seek funding, and she's now running her own. This goes to show that when we are listening to the young people, we are able to make the change necessary to take them forward for a successful future. And I really applaud for People Power and Newham offering us the opportunity to showcase this project and the benefits and the sustainability it can actually afford. Because one young people out of 25 women actually now went and got a project of her own accord, and we are supporting. Can you imagine the rest of the 91? What can they do and how they can actually be productive in the society that they're living? I applaud you and I thank you to work with us, and every single project here worked so hard, including ourselves. And I thank Newham and People Powered for offering us the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Denise Evans-Barr, and I'm one of the co-owners of the Custom House bookshop. We've been going for 3 years, and basically the projects that we were doing, or we have been doing, have been brought about by conversations with the community. So all the projects that we have done, it's not projects that the bookshop has organised, it's projects that the community and residents have asked for. And again, like the lady next door, it's listening to what they want and trying your best to try and facilitate. So with the projects, we've had a scrapbooking project where community members have brought their memories, their pictures, and they've been able to put it in a memory book, because everyone keeps pictures on their phones and they don't know what to do with them. So he was like, could we create something where we could put it somewhere and show it to family members or friends? So we've done scrapbooking projects. We've also done, we used to do just on a Wednesday, cuppa and a chat. And again, residents said, well, we like chatting, but we'd like to do something else. Could we do some crafts? Because we know we do crafts for the children. How about doing crafts for the adults? So we was like, okay, let's try. So we said, what type of things would you like to do? Again, listening to what they would like. And out of that, they came up with painting, they came up with mosaics, and all we've done is made sure that everyone who wants to do an activity, they can do it for free. It's accessible for all, because we don't want any barriers for residents not to be able to try something new. It's also been a way of residents actually getting together, because during COVID, a lot of residents said they were scared to come out, they were scared to get together, they didn't feel safe. So the bookshop created a safe space for them to come and explore ideas, skills. We've been able to facilitate one of our residents actually taking on a group. So she has organised, through us being able to provide her with equipment using the People Bases money, she designed a cross-stitch activity, which she actually runs and organises herself, and we just give her the space to do that. And a lot of people, we've got a waiting list for that, which we didn't think we would have. But it's wonderful that the bookshop, through the PPP, has been able to give people the confidence to say, we want to try this, could you help us? And that's what we do. We do after school homework. So anyone who's studying and they need a space to do that, they can come to the bookshop. And we've had a lot of young people, we've had primary school children, we've also had some adults come who are a bit dubious about reading, and we've made it quite a comfortable space for them to come and for us to help them with that. We've also encouraged another resident. We have a workshop going on at the bookshop at the moment, and she's using her catering skills to cater for the meal. She would never have done that if she didn't have the chance and we didn't try and help her get more skills, gain skills, and give her the space to actually put those skills to practice. So this is the bookshop. We are family, and that's how we class everyone who comes in. They are a family. We don't turn anyone away, and if they need advice or they want to create something or have a business going, we give them the chance, and the PPP has allowed us to support financially to just make their skills come true, and they've been able to use that. So thank you very much.
I'm not very good at public speaking. I'm seriously nervous. I even written it down. So I'm going to try and stick to what I've written down. Basically, I'm Teresa. I'm the project lead for CHOPS, which is Custom House Older People Socials. We just want to say thank you for the opportunity that we had from Power People Places, because we were able to make a difference at our sheltered home, as well as the other older people that attend all our groups at the hall that we use there. I'm also a volunteer at Rusco Road Sheltered Accommodation, where we're based. I've lost where I am now. Basically, we were able to provide health and wellbeing to the older community in a form of events, crafting activities, alongside gardening opportunities. We were able to get a remembrance tree for some of our residents that have passed away. And so we're now creating a memorial area that we still haven't finished yet, because we're waiting to level the ground. We've got a bench and everything for that area. And we also thought it'd be a good idea for those that don't go out on Remembrance Sundays, that are stuck indoors, and they have that area for that as well. It's just it's been really great to see everyone's spirits lifted, really, like seeing new people coming along, providing them with these events like the Christmas and George's Day, and seeing them enjoy life, you know, from the struggles that COVID put on them a few years ago, being stuck in their homes, being isolated, and just to see them communicating and to building friendship, and having the grant, we were able to do that. We also provided materials and helped other charities as well with the grant last year, which was the RNIB and Macmillan as well. So we've done that. So because where before we'd done like jumble sales to raise the money to do that, we were able to actually have a proper big event to provide all that. Also we now have a new volunteer with us. She's actually on a college course, so she's now learning new skills with the elderly, with communication and stuff, which is building for her with her course at college. And she's only 16, so so she's learning a lot. She's actually already built her confidence just by being with us for the weeks that she has. So yeah, I think I've covered everything, apart from one of our residents wanted me to say a little something on her behalf. Her name's Marion. She's also comes to our groups regularly. All she wanted to say was that she really appreciates the grant that we received, because she's now able to learn new things, and that she'd never been able to do before. So I think I'll finish there because I'm like shaking.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Nigel Weeks, and I'm the project lead for the River Church Community Garden. It's the first time we've received a grant and to run a project such as this, and the aim was really to bring the community together, not only to, it's called a community garden, it's actually an allotment come community garden. So the aim was to give local people the opportunity not only to have a green space where they can actually relax and actually spend time socializing and just building community, but also growing food, having the opportunity to grow their own food, having the opportunity to develop the land. We have a lot of, as I said, it's the first year that we've done this, so there's many aspects of the garden that are still developing. For example, there's a caravan on site, and the plan is to develop that into a sort of cafe area with decking so that people can come and actually enjoy that space again whilst they're working on the allotment or enjoying the garden. And for young people as well, the idea is that we'll get young people in, which we have had, which has been brilliant to see young people digging and trying to get involved with what's going on and helping to build beds and etc. But we're looking also to get schools in as well, to have schools come in and actually have that experience of actually growing their own food, understanding how the food grows, having an input in the actual environment itself, so mural painting, etc. As I said, it's the first year, so there's much still to do, but what we've already achieved, we've got so much food that we've already grown and been able to give out. Simple things, you know, your tomatoes and melons and even mint and just lots of various little things. We have a plum tree growing. Which we're hoping to see, you know, come to fruition and people, you know, eat the fruit from that fig tree. So again, it's the first year, but there is such enthusiasm for the community for this. People have come up and said, oh, we're willing to help with this, and oh, can you let us know when you're going to do that? And so in terms of developing, just to go back a little bit, the actual site that we're developing is virtually a demolition site. It's on the ground of a church site, and the actual area that we're recovering was actually a demolished area. So there's lots of rubble and stuff. And to see the way people have come forward and said, we'll help you clean, we'll help you recover some of this soil, we'll help you make beds. We're excited about it. We're excited the fact that there is such a momentum, there is such a vision for the local in the community to see this actually come to its fullness, so that people have that opportunity to be part of a community that is reclaim the land, growing food for themselves, and just basically being, as someone said earlier, a family coming together, and you really get that feel that that's what's developing. So we're excited about it. We're excited to see where it's going to go as well. Thank you to PPP for allowing us the opportunity.
Thanks, Maria. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody. That was really inspiring. So hope those conversations can continue here in the room, and I hope that was nice to hear online as well and see the actual projects and presenting the information themselves and hear some great stories. Okay, we're practically at the end of the presentation now. Can we just go back to it briefly, Chris, in case I've missed anything? So it's just literally feedback, and then I think we're going to come back together in an hour to just hear some closing remarks in the room from Councillor Charlene. But otherwise, we're going to say goodbye. Oh, I've got questions. Oh, sorry. You wouldn't think I'd done this on Monday, would you? No, I know. Right, yes. Now it's time for questions and answers. We've run over, haven't we, time-wise? So let's see. Online, Anna, has anybody got any questions or comments for our projects or our working group?
Well, none that have come out so far.
Okay.
Maybe circle back to us.
Yeah, okay. We will go and look in the room. Do we have any immediate questions from all that amazing information that you would like to ask any of our team or our working group or our project leads? I've hushed you all up now, haven't I? Jinxed it. No? Oh, Sean's got a question.
As somebody who's been involved in community operations and community work for many, many years, and been head of a major community organisation over in North London, I must admit that the standard of the project leads, the way they came across, the way they had real faith in their projects was amazing. Because if I was the one giving out the money, I'd certainly be impressed by their presentations. So I think all in all, they should really congratulate themselves and really putting forward a very fine case for their projects. And the money has been very well spent, I would have thought as well.
Very well said, Sean. Yeah. Quite astonishing. Yes, exactly. Please. Okay. Comments are fine too. Any other questions, comments online, in the room? Otherwise, no, is it now time, Chris? Can I? Yeah, now it's time to move to the marketplace, which is me going to turn around now and say, thank you so much for joining online. Sorry you can't be here. Come and visit us at Cunley Centre another time. And we will say goodbye to you now and have some chats here. Okay, bye-bye, thank you. Okay. Right, Glenette at the back has got some human bingo, which she is going to hand out. Maybe people can go and get some from her as well. And oh, thanks, Anne. Anne's going to help us handing some out. There's just a few questions to get you talking, get the conversation started.